Hello, my name's Laura. I'm an Australian journalism student and I'm here today to talk about how the rise of technology has influenced how we report wars. Today I'm also going to be focusing on the Iraq War, but I'll briefly touch on the Vietnam War. I'm going to break this down into two parts. 1. How technology has enhanced how we report wars, and 2. How modern technology is challenging war reporting and journalism. We live in a digital age and I'm sure everyone will agree with me on that. As journalists, we exist in a constant news cycle where news is always accessible, but that's not always how it used to be. Before, if a bomb went off in Iraq, it could take anywhere from a day to a week to file that news story to print for a newspaper. There were so many factors to consider. If you were somewhere desolate, you would have to wait until you arrived at the closest city that had phone connection before you could even call your editor. Not to mention, if you had photographs, it was even more difficult. Nowadays, everything you need to write and produce an engaging news package in whatever format you choose, you can do from your phone. Technology advancement means the news that we produce now can be so much more engaging, raw, and it can be published in real time. This can be both an enhancement and a challenge to journalists. But first, let's focus on how technology has improved war reporting. Let's go back to the example before. If a bomb detonated in Iraq 45 years ago and you were there to take the picture, it may have looked something like this. These pictures were taken from the Vietnam War, and as you can see, the quality of the picture isn't great. Not to mention, you can't really see the true devastation of the event, and therefore it's not very impactful. These photos, however, were taken from the Iraq War. Although these pictures are definitely not the most gruesome, the picture quality and content, in my opinion, is so much more impactful. Perhaps it's because it shows the true scale of the disaster and it captures the real human emotion. Or perhaps due to the number of gruesome pictures that we in a contemporary society are constantly subjected to, we have somehow become desensitized to any content that is actually censored. It's very possible that in modern society, the only way to impact people is to show them the most gruesome or the most raw photos. Shocking people or making the conflict seem closer to home is a key theme in modern reporting techniques. US college student Azad J. Malik uses holograms and augmented reality to bring war into people's living rooms. This infamous picture of a boy washed up on the beaches of Turkey after attempts to escape Syria is one that Malik uses to animate war. He projects the picture onto people's couches. In a way, this is reminding them that this boy is like any other boy they know. He's human and he's right there in your living room. And the extent of digital war reporting technology is not limited there. Drones, interactive graphics, reenactments, virtual reality and animations are just some of the examples of how technology has shaped modern war reporting. That said, although technology can make a more impactful and intense means of reporting war, it can have its downfalls. With the ability to publish in real time, broadcast events live as they happen, there's a professional consideration that must be measured. As said before, foreign correspondents are constantly feeding the insatiable 24-hour news cycle. And now, they're not just in competitions with other news outlets, they're in competition with citizen journalists. Citizen journalists are, in a sense, people who were at the scene of an event and then contributed some information or content about that event. So you're always pressured to file a story quickly as possible, and this can be a constant battle between speed versus accuracy. You're constantly asking yourself, if I file this now, am I missing some crucial information? Have I put misleading or false information in my story? Or have I researched this enough? As a journalist, we have a responsibility to ensure that what we write and published is balanced and accurate. But is this possible when the pressure to publish is ASAP? So now we're back to that same example. A bomb goes off in Iraq. You're there on the scenes. You take pictures, you try your best to understand who detonated the bomb, who was killed. Was it targeted or was it accidental? There is a citizen next to you who is tweeting live photos at the scene, but they don't realise that what they're sharing is actually a breach of journalism ethics. You know you need to write this story now, but you don't have enough information. Do you write it now, or do you risk missing the story? Do you risk accuracy for speed? So in a nutshell, that is how technology can challenge the way of modern war reporting. And with the ongoing war in Iraq and the constant reinvention of new technologies, I'm sure we're bound to see evolutionary technologies used in the reporting of war over there.